Well, we have news of a potential serious legal setback for former President Donald Trump. CBS News has confirmed that his former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, is cooperating extensively with federal prosecutors investigating efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. And his cooperation has Trump allies on edge. Robert Costa explains.
Mark Meadows was by former President Donald Trump's side throughout the aftermath of the 2020 election. Now, sources close to Trump tell CBS News the former chief of staff is cooperating with special counsel Jack Smith in his election interference case. Meadows' lawyers declined to comment about the investigation. But one person close to a key witness says Meadows has provided detailed testimony about his private discussions with Trump. And there is concern he could be moving toward an immunity arrangement with prosecutors.
This is a huge breakthrough for the special counsel's prosecution. The dominoes are indeed starting to fall one after another. And this puts even more pressure on those who are still facing charges.
Meadows is also a co-defendant in the Georgia election interference case, where he has pleaded not guilty. But yesterday, former Trump campaign lawyer Jenna Ellis admitted to making false statements that the 2020 election was fraudulent.
If I knew then what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-election challenges.
Ellis became a face of those legal challenges alongside Rudy Giuliani.
This is an elite strike force team that is working on behalf of the president.
But on Tuesday, Ellis became the third attorney associated with Trump to accept a plea deal and could testify against him in the future.
Heck of a reunion.
And in New York, there was a dramatic standoff in court as Trump's former fixer Michael Cohen sat across from him and accused Trump of fraud.
This is about accountability, plain and simple.
Cohen said Trump directed him to balloon his net worth and inflate the value of his properties. But Trump's legal team has attacked Cohen's credibility after he served prison time for lying to Congress.
He's not a credible witness, and so far he hasn't said anything that matters.
Michael Cohen is scheduled to be back on the stand this morning. Yesterday was the first time they had been in the same room in 5 years, and Trump rarely looked in Cohen's direction, even as they sat just feet apart.
So, Robert, you hear former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and the word extensively. How crucial is it for him to testify? What are we expecting to know or hear?
Mark Meadows could be the keystone witness for special counsel Jack Smith. I covered that post-election period very closely. He was in the room with Trump again and again. He knows almost everything. Trump issued a statement, though, on social media saying he doesn't believe Meadows has cut any sort of deal.
Do you think Meadows has credibility issues? Because for so long, he was always defending Donald Trump.
He echoed Trump's claims. That's right, Gayle. He echoed Trump's false claims for many, many months during that post-election period. But at the same time, if you're Jack Smith, you want someone who knows Trump so intimately, politically, in those crucial periods.
That has some weight to it.
Yeah, I think you start rethinking things when you think maybe I could go to jail and I got a family. But I'm curious about you being in the courtroom, because when Michael Cohen came out, the reporter shouted, "What was it like?" He goes, "It was a heck of a reunion, ha, ha, ha." But in the courtroom between the two of them, could you feel something between the two of them? Did they never really look at each other?
It was tense. Know what I noticed more than anything?
What?
Former President Trump was quiet the whole time. In almost every other setting, he has a lot to say. But in court, he has to be quiet. He can only stare down his former fixer.
What did his eyes say?
Well, I don't want to be a psychologist, but let's just say he looked pretty frustrated and angry that his organization was being accused of fraud.
Yeah.
Yes, more to come. Thank you very much. Very nice to have you at the table, Bob. Very nice.